Hello, guys. Welcome. Welcome to my channel. My name is Nusa Comedy, and I'm really happy to be here once again. Hope you guys are having a good weekend, and for me, I am doing really great. Today, Canada made some announcements concerning the changes in requirements for the Canada study permits. So there are some changes. So if you are one of those people who want to go to Canada to go study, this video is a must for you because, like I have said over time, I am here to bring you the latest news as regards migration. So if this is something you are really interested in, please be ready to ride with us. Like some of you know, my name is Nusa Comedy, the man with the remedy. Many of my fans call me Nusa from the source. That's because I've been able and continually to bring you first-hand information from the source undiluted. Please, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel here on YouTube, please, I'll be very happy if you can do so. And please, I value and I respect and cherish your big like and thumbs up to my videos, as this make YouTube to recommend this video to other people who might as well be interested. So some changes were made, and I know I have about 5 of them I want to talk about here on this video. So the first one is no longer news. That some days ago, IRCC right there in Canada announced an increment to the initial $10,000 that was needed for cost of living for people who want to come and study in Canada. Initially, it was budgeted that you will need to have 10,000 Canadian dollars in your account as cost of living for a year. But due to the rise in inflation and the cost of living is on the high right there in Canada, now they have decided to increase that cost of living to 20,000 Canadian dollars a year. If to be precise, 20,635 Canadian dollars a year. So if you are calculating your proof of funds, I did a video on how to calculate proof of funds. So if you have not seen that video, please just scroll a little bit down here on my channel on YouTube and you will find that video. All you have to do is just to change the cost of living in that video that was 10,000 to this current $20,000. You understand? So you will have to make provision for 20,000 instead of 10,000. And now this will serve as a big hindrance to many of those people who want to go and study abroad, because ordinarily people are struggling already to pay tuition fees. But all you have to do is that I will try my best as much as possible to get you covered. Stay glued to this channel, and I want to start doing videos on cheap schools in Canada. Schools you can get for as low as $7,000 a year for their tuition. I will be bringing those videos to you this very week. So that's the first one. The second one, IRCC also announced that if you are applying for study permit through the IRCC secure account, you have to make sure you are using the new version of the application form IMM 1294 and not the old 1294 form. I repeat, IRCC says if you are applying for study permit through the IRCC secure account, you have to make sure you are using the new version of the application form IMM 1294 and not the old application form, which is 1294. That's the old one. Because if you do use the old form, your application will not be accepted but rejected. So take note, that is pretty straightforward. That's the second update, second announcement they made about the changes Like I said in this video, I am bringing you the changes here. So number 3 here is that um, ordinarily before now, there was a policy the Canadian government put in place to allow certain international students to work full time and not the 20 hours a week. Because at a time, right in Canada, I had people who reached out to me during that time. I think it was after COVID. They told me like they stopped schools and students were dropping out right there in Canada too. It was all over the news because people were finding it difficult financially to meet up with the demand of pay tuition fees and take care of themselves as international students and local students as well. So, and also at that time, there were shortages in labor. So, for the government to be able to scale up the workforce, this policy was initiated to allow some certain international students to work full time. So, and this policy was supposed to end this very month, December. But now this policy has been extended to next year, 2024. I think April. Yes, if I'm not mistaken. So there are people right there in Canada as international students who are able to work full time. So that is the third one. And the fourth one is that IRCC has said that students who start their study programs in Canada before September next year, you understand, before September next year, may still be able to continue to study online. That is to say, this policy was also put in place during COVID because people couldn't go to school to study. So they were studying from home. So it means they were studying remotely. That means you are not going in to school to study. Instead, you are doing it online from the comfort of your house. So, and these students that are studying remotely can continue to study online to up to 50% of your study program, and that will still count towards your postgraduate work permit stuff. So that's a PGWP. Sorry to say. What I'm trying to say here is that when you study 50, okay, let me give you a typical example. During that COVID, there were people who were outside Canada. These were international students. So during that time, many of them were studying from home outside Canada before they eventually went to Canada. So what they are saying here is that you can study 50% of your courses online and you can come there to study the remaining ones. And by so doing, this will also allow you to qualify for postgraduate work permit. You understand? So that will still count towards your postgraduate work permit. You understand? So this was introduced during COVID, like I said earlier, to allow people to study from home instead of coming in person. So that's the fourth one. And also the reason why one is also good for some people is that from people that I spoke to, they said they didn't spend much. Imagine studying 50% of your program from home. You're not paying rent in a foreign land. You are not paying you're not cost of living that is expensive in Canada is cheap where you are. So it helps a lot of people to spend less. So the fifth one here is that this one is no longer news. I have made videos on this. There have been lots of student admission fraud in Canada. Yes, there have been lots of fake letters of admission right there in Canada. That is school admission fraud, a lot of them. So now because of those admission fraud, because there were cases where people went to Canada and landed and realized that they got an admission form, they got an admission letter from a fake school. I don't know how people did this. Imagine landing in Canada, at the end of the day, you are realizing that you have a fake admission letter from a fake school. So please, so now IRCC has now asked schools to confirm and validate all acceptance letters, and that institution you got admission from will be given specific window of time to respond. And if they don't, and if they does not respond within that time, your study permit application will be rejected. So this is a new measure that is put in place. So that is to say, schools, they have now asked us to confirm and validate all acceptance letters. You understand? And let me say this. And let me say this, please. If you want to go to Canada to go and study, please, first of all, go to the IRCC website. All the schools, all the designated learning institutions in Canada, they are all there, all the DLIs. So if you are using a travel agent, or you are using somebody, a family member or friend, that is helping you to apply for these admissions, make sure the school they tell you got admission from is in the IRCC portal, and it is certified as a DLI there. And also make sure that the program you are going to study in that school will qualify you for postgraduate work permit. If not, I have said this before, if you go to a school and study a program that doesn't have postgraduate work permit eligibility, when you finish school, you cannot work. So, and also, let me quickly say this. For those of you who really want to go and study in Canada, please don't give up. I will try as much as possible. I have a list of cheap schools in Canada already, and this week I will start bringing these videos to you. So don't panic. You understand? So these are some of the changes, the major changes that IRCC made. So please, in the comment section of this video, tell me what you want me to make a video on, and I will surely answer to that call. Please give this video a big thumbs up so that YouTube can recommend this video to others, and don't forget to subscribe. Till I see you in my next video, guys, keep winning.